Hello, it's Fred again, and today we're going to be continuing our discussion on the lottery. So we're going to look at the Mega Millions drawing real quick. I'm going to show you a video of how the lottery is done. So we have a $72 million prize, and as you can see, the machines were spinning around, knocking all of the balls and all of the possible selections around, and at random it drops out these 5 white balls and this 1 yellow ball. That gives you an idea of what the lottery is doing when it's selecting these numbers. Now it seems completely random because the machine is picking it, and it's just picking it out of a spinning machine, so many natural variables that it seems impossible for it not to be a completely random drawing. But if we look at our distributions here, we see that for the first ball that's selected, there is a very high consistency of the winner having a very low number first ball, and then a low-ish number for the second ball, and then pretty even distribution, pretty normal distribution here for the third ball, but it still seems to be concentrated mostly in the middle. And then it goes over to the right and to the right again until we get to our last ball, which seems pretty kind of evenly distributed throughout all of them. Now, why is that? Why would a lottery selection that is completely random have a higher probability, or it seems a higher occurrence of these numbers in each of the balls? Well, there's several factors that we can think about. One is the fact that once a number is chosen but is not, if no one has selected that number, then that number is not counted as a winning number. So it depends also on the human selecting the numbers for the winning process to occur in order for it to count in our distributions. So we can take a little bit into account the human process of thought process on finding those distributions. So we have over here a bunch of tables. Sorry, let me run this again. Okay, so we have these variables over here which represent our tables. One for the ball selection, for the winning numbers, first ball, second ball, third ball, and so on. So we can see that 55 for number 2. That seems to be the highest selection in this one. So why is 55? Why is the number 55? Why is the number 2 selected 55 times for the first ball in as many drawings as we have taken into account here? Well, let's look at another column. Let's look at column 2. This is the second ball that drops out. You see we have kind of a more even distribution here, but we still can find that 25, the number 15 has 25 occurrences, which is the highest in this group. So why is the number 15? Or no, yeah, why is the number 15 the most commonly occurring number in the set? Why is that the number? We go on to the third ball that's selected, and we can see that 24 has a pretty high occurrence. Yeah, it actually has the highest occurrence. So why is that? Why is this number the highest occurring number? Now, according to machine, if we're just strictly looking at the machine, and 47 is the most common here, then it would seem as if we have just not taken into account enough samples for the distribution to normalize. However, if we take into account that what I mentioned previously and only the winning numbers being selected by peoples, then we can take into account that people only select certain numbers. Now, why would they do this? Now, I'm thinking, in personal opinion, that because that last ball, that yellow ball, is only numbers 1 through 15 or 1 through 25, I'm not quite sure on that, it's lower than the 1 through 75 numbers that are selected for each of the white balls. So if a person outside of the lottery who has no statistical background is thinking the low number is always going to be between those two numbers, he has a higher probability of getting that low number correct if he selects all low numbers. Now, if a lot of people think like this, then the winners are obviously going to have a slightly skewed distribution to the left or to the right, so that these winners will select balls with lower numbers, therefore making our distribution more accurate. Now, whether this determines whether the lottery is actually the high probability that it has been cast to be, it's not quite as easy to determine. However, we can assume that the winners will always be distorted in this way because of the natural human thought process.